music isn't just heard, it's felt. It's felt.
Turn up the volume, sit back, and let the sonic magic take over. This is the Aurora Music Night Show podcast.
What's going on, guys? Aaron here. Good morning. Aurora here. DJ Joe in the house. And we have two special guests, which we're going to introduce in a few minutes. But welcome to the Aurora Music Night Show tonight, Wednesday, 23rd of April.
That's right, 23rd of April. We're moving through this month in a good fashion. Got the brothers Dro and Aaron LaChuga here, Pro Music Waves, and also our guest this evening of the Awake Oneness Tribe. Glad to meet these brothers here and learn about what you guys got going on. So
honored to be here.
absolutely.
Thanks so much.
Pleasure. Dro, how you feeling, man?
Feeling good. Tired.
Looking good. Got the lokes on in the cut.
Getting ready for the weekend.
Getting ready for the weekend.
He starts
again.
tomorrow.
It starts tomorrow again. So yeah.
What's going on tomorrow, Joe?
Tomorrow. So tomorrow we got an event. It's called House of Fades. So I don't know. I was kind of telling you guys a little bit earlier how there's been these viral videos of people doing like coffee shops in the city. But it's like instead of them just like drinking coffee, they're kind of like pretty much raving, having like just partying but sober, which I think is cool because I feel like if you were to make connections or make friendships when you're sober, it's a lot more genuine than when you're under the influence. Because like I was telling Curtis, I was like, man, probably 5% of the people you meet when you're in that environment, they're really not good connections to make. Not that they're bad people, but maybe they're not someone you really want to build a relationship with and grow with. And that's what I'm looking to do, at least in my point in my life. So this event we're throwing tomorrow is something similar to that. So instead of it being in a coffee shop, we're going to do it in a barber shop. It's called House of Fades. So, it's going to be playing house music, Latin tech, Chicago house music, a little bit of everything, but mostly house music. So that's me tomorrow, Thursday. We're starting off the week strong.
You're gonna be starting a movement here.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I look forward to seeing more of this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So that was a quick commercial from DJ Joe.
Right.
We have two guests, Fidencio Martinez, which I known for a couple years already, almost since high school.
Yeah.
And then Jay, I just met today, which I heard good things from Fidencio.
Appreciate it.
And I'll let Fidencio introduce yourself, what you do in the music industry, and then we'll give the mic to Jay.
Sounds
Welcome,
good.
guys.
Well, my name is Fidencio. I grew up here in Aurora. Throwing parties is just something that I did as a kid, just for fun, just to give to the people. It escalated from just 10 people, the homies, to 20 people, garage parties, and just I bought a house and just continued remodeling the house. That's what I do for a living. I remodel houses. So I remodeled this house and made it nice so that I could host bigger events, and just keep going. It got to a point that the biggest one was around 320, 330 people, giving you like a nightclub kind of vibe. And it was security and everyone was getting paid, and it was really cool vibes. People that have been to my parties, they know what's up, they know the vibe. There was nothing like that happening around my time, and it was just for the love, Pro Vibes Incorporated is what I called it, and it still exists, So now I'm kind of.
I heard a little bit about an island party.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So you tell us a little bit about this.
Fidencio's like, I'll get there.
Yeah. I want to hear about this island party.
Yeah.
What about the house? Fidencio's like, even the cleaning crew. I have a cleaning crew coming in tomorrow. It was perfect, man.
Yeah, no, actually, the people who were cleaning during the party, stocking the toilet paper, cleaning up the vomit and stuff like that, because the people get fucked up and get lit and stuff.
Yep.
So those people, they're part of a cleaning company. So after the security gets the people out of my house, then the cleaning crew leaves it nice and spotless.
Everybody got work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that way I can enjoy the event more, and I have to just manage it so much with different themes always and mandatories and stuff like that. It was really cool. But yeah, one of my latest transitions was going from drinking heavy to not even that heavy, but drinking based events to more of a camping vibe, more outdoorsy. And the latest one that Jay was just questioning about, it was at an island here in Aurora. I rented it through Hip Camp. You could go to Hip Camp and rent private land and stuff, and we decided to cut down some trees. The land owner wanted me to cut down some trees in the middle, so we cut them down, made them in stacks and just threw a 3-day camping event on this little island in Aurora and caused a lot of havoc because the noise right across the water from the mayor's house and apartment condo. So I don't know. It was a situation that I didn't mean to step over boundaries, but there was no boundaries set for this land, you know.
Well,
Island.
island surrounded by water, so yeah, that's like the definition of not a boundary. Ain't no boundaries.
Right.
Ain't no boundaries.
It was cool. I mean, sheriff came and park ranger came and Aurora police came, tried to say something, but they had no jurisdiction, because of the water.
Helicopter came.
They would have to bring something else, Coast Guard or
Coast
something.
Guard.
I don't know. But good vibes. That's what it's always been about. And now I'm transitioning here with Jay at the Oneness Festival, and the vision keeps growing. It just feels really good to be part of a team like this and share my passion, and energy towards
This
them.
guy was born for this. This is in his soul, at a deep core level. This is his gift to humanity.
How'd you guys meet?
At Oneness Fest.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. He just showed up.
So Oneness Fest is yours.
So it's the organization, the nonprofit's way funding mechanism.
Got it.
So the way that we pay our bills is through the money that we aspire to generate. We're not a profitable festival yet.
Okay.
But the idea is that we can fund our nonprofit organization with the ticket sales from the festival.
Got it.
We are an advocacy group for health, wellness, spiritual facilitators in Chicago.
Yeah.
So we host Chicago's only map-driven directory of health and wellness professionals. So people that are in this movement of wanting to make connections in a alcohol-free way. There just wasn't, when I got into this space in 2011, there just wasn't, I was not aware at the time of places to go where you could make those connections, because everything I had ever done, you go camping, you bring a cooler full of booze. You go to the beach, you bring a cooler full of booze. You go to a sports event, you drink a bunch of booze. So disconnecting from the friendships that were built around alcohol was very challenging in the front end for me. And I've since had the opportunity I've traveled to 42 countries by land. I've hitchhiked from China to Germany. I just got back 2 years ago from Africa. I was there for a year. I bought a truck in South Africa and drove it to Egypt, so the entire continent of Africa. And so the foundational part of my travel is to meet people who are doing this kind of unconventional lifestyle, that are living in communities together, that are growing their own food, that are sharing like life, rather than just kind of grinding away at existence. And so yeah, like I tried to find an intersection of my greatest use to humanity and my skill set. And so kind of this organization evolved. Then we started meeting super cool people that were, the first year we did this, it just kind of like happened. We went from renting this small little space to renting a 44-acre park. Everybody's coming in and saying, hey, I could do this, I could do that. Last year I met Finn, and it was like, this is my brother from another mother right here. Like we are like a splinter fraction of the same soul. And we both have this vision to bring this to a bigger scale, and develop the infrastructure to get us there. So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you for sharing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it
so-
was nice. Yeah, I pulled up one day after work, right, with the truck just to see the layout so I could know where I'm going to put my tent.
And how'd you find out about Oneness Fest?
I was going to go to Electric Forest. That's my jam. I go there every year. But, I didn't want to have a dependency to go there. I would catch myself leaving Texas because I used to live in an RV, just traveling the country, remodeling homes out there in different areas. But I'd catch myself finishing a project early or trying to or stressing about it so I could get to Electric Forest. And I noticed a little dependency that I always wanted to go because Electric Forest is the shit. And I strongly recommend you guys go because it's the shit. But, I've already done it 5 years in a row. So let's go to something else. And then, boom, something else popped up in my news feed, right? So, Oneness Fest, cool. It's local? This shit exists here? Awesome sauce,
Yeah.
So I bought the ticket, and then one day after work, close to the festival starting date, I just pulled up in my truck to just check out the grounds, and I seen a couple people outside. These guys probably work here with Oneness Fest or something. I didn't know it was these guys, right? So it was awesome to go and give us the biggest hugs. You guys got to hug Jay whenever you see him. He's a hugger. But that's how I met Jay, for sure.
Good,
Right there.
Good. So, what is the next event or gathering that people in the community, if they're interested in coming out, learning about, where will you guys be and how could they get involved?
So it's June 20th through the 22nd in Geneva, Illinois. So it's right down the river here. It's like right off the river. And it's called Good Templar Park. And that's Oneness Fest. It's our third year doing Oneness Fest. We're opening up a second stage this year. So we'll have 2 stages. We got our man Aaron here going to be holding down the sound at one of the stages. Yep. So... yeah, come on out. We have a free, the venue's broken into 2 parts. So there's a front of the festival, which has a vendor village, health, wellness, spiritual oriented. There's 80 vendors. We have like energy healers and psychic readers and tarot readers and life coaches and astrologers and everybody that you could imagine.
Apparel, crystals, and different stuff
apparel,
like that.
crystals, massages, all sorts of tuning forks and crystal bowls and things that would just blow your mind to have people share with you. And so that's all free to the public. We have an entire kids zone, bounce house, kids yoga, kids meditation, meditation with bubbles, which I think is super cool. Again, all free. We got food trucks in the front of the festival. Also, the park has a tiny house village. Then you can take a tour of the tiny house village. There's people who live there in these little tiny houses. And there's a Viking ship, real Viking ship, floated here from Norway in 1920 through the Erie Canal. So they came in from New York, and it was exhibited at the World's Fair in 1920. Wow. And then they didn't have a place to put it, so it ended up on this property now enshrined in a museum. So that's at the front, and then when they have the actual festival part in the rear of the park where the camping, you can camp. There's day passes, so if you just want to come for the day, you live local, you don't want to camp, we do encourage people to kind of get in the energy of the container of the event and stay. But if you just want to come for a day, come for a day.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Question: with your events, I'm sure there's music involved. How does music connect with your audience, with your people?
You want to take it or you want me to
Take
take
it away.
Go for it, Jay. Take that one.
So I kind of like to see the festival as this. So imagine, and we call the festival a transformative festival. So making a differentiation between Music Fest, which is centered around the music, and where we put the transformation as the center of the experience. There's 150 plus workshops, lots of opportunities to work on mindset and the emotional, mental aspects of the body, and many 150 facilitators teaching all of these things. It's all included in the ticket, so you kind of get to dabble in a little bit of what everybody's doing. So if you imagine this as kind of like an infinity loop where people come in and they go through this transformative experience during the day, I see music as the glue that brings everybody back together at the end of the day, because your inner journey is a very personal journey to people. And so what we're looking to do is to have people go on that personal journey, but then also to come back at we are a people. We are a unified people that need to come together to share the fruits of that labor and to say hey, listen to what I learned, listen to what I did. And music is the thing that brings the people together at the end. And so the evenings are capped with these musical assortments covering a lot of different genres, and from Mongolian throat singing to rock bands to we have a pretty diverse offering. And so we look to music as the unifying force to bring the people back together after a day of inward journey.
Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, I think that's pretty interesting because you talked about tuning forks and different other things that are happening there. So it's it seems like what people are getting out or what the experience is music is just simply a component of it. I mean, there's so much going on.
Yep.
You know,
100%.
which I think is awesome.
Yep.
I kind of like the thread that this conversation has been taking, because if we notice, like, what we're talking about here, like, none of what we're talking about involves alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking about any of the traditional kind of hangout, good night stuff, nighttime entertainment scene stuff. So I think it's really awesome, because people want to be engaged. They want to have fun, but everybody's fun is different, you know. And for those who do find, you know, synonymity with it and everything like that, I'm sure it's a great experience. So
Well, I really I appreciate what you had shared with the
alcohol.
you know, alcohol kind of has a separating effect from authentic connection.
Yeah,
You know, not that I'm not an anti-alcohol person, but you know, when the intention is authenticity of connection, alcohol is kind of an impediment to that. It puts a layer between you and your real self. People kind of think that alcohol brings out the real self, but I would agree that it brings out more of the shadow self or the projection. You know, alcohol actually has a cool. The word is derived from al-ghul, which means soul-eating spirit in Arabic. And so, like, there's this sense, that's why Arabs don't drink, is that that there's an element of stealing the soul of it.
Got
So.
it. I think you know, after you pass that phase of drinking, you know, this is a great show that, hey, there's more out there.
For sure.
oh yeah,
That, oh yeah, I'm done drinking, so there's more.
Yeah.
Oneness Fest, you know.
Yeah.
yep.
And music can be such a collaborative thing. Like, so you know, with the House of Fades, right? And we had spoke briefly about us getting into this movement of like wake and rave for local businesses. You know, like the music is a unifying force. And so when you can provide music and connection, you know, in the same place, I mean, you know, there could be alcohol there, but you know, the intention when it can be set on, even if it's just as simple as getting on a microphone and saying, hey, shake the hand of the person next to you, or like, you know, an effort to make connection occur, that's a powerful movement.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
Yeah, it brings people together, including even like drum circles, right? Like a guided drum circle. It's just a beautiful thing where everyone can participate. You don't have to be a professional. You just tap and tap and tap with the same rhythm and keep going with the same flow, you know, with the same people and a different instrument. And just keep going, and it just becomes an orchestra, and it's fun to connect that way with people. And we'll have several drum circles around the bonfires and stuff like that, you know.
think about the rhythm of life, your heartbeat.
Yeah.
Even traffic has a rhythm. Like, there's two heartbeats to it. There's the in and the out. As you know, people go to work and people come back home. There's a beat throughout all existence.
Right.
And I think that, you know, the people who understand music and vibration really can be facilitators of a grand movement that way.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So going back to the island, that party, this was not planned at Curtis, and so Fidencio was like, "Oh, we're gonna have a drum circle." I'm like, "Oh, okay," you know. I'm always like wanting to learn, right? And then we got into a big tent.
It started raining.
It started raining.
And we were inside the big tent.
It was like
On this island here?
On this
the
island.
island right next to
The
the
Fox
old
River's
library.
increasing
Yeah.
and
Right next
Right
to-
behind.
right
behind
behind.
57.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so it started. It was like meant to be. Everybody got into the tent. There was like tambourines, you know, drums. I'm like, oh, cool, you know, it's like a show and tell kind of deal, you know. Everybody sitting down, and then everybody started like playing or whatnot. And I started playing, and you know, everybody started just joining.
Yeah. What were you playing?
Whatever
The drums?
the soul.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Whatever
Okay.
the soul was just.
He had a djembe drum during times, and we had all kinds of different stuff.
Okay.
But he's good at anything he touches.
Okay.
He has rhythm
Yeah,
with the music.
I can believe it. I
Yeah.
can believe it.
So it's just beautiful when you are able to teach, you know, people,
Yeah.
right, from nothing.
Right.
You know, like,
Yeah.
hey guys, we're here. Grab a drum, follow me.
It's a beautiful thing.
And
No,
then-
it is a beautiful thing.
And then
yeah.
once you start getting that rhythm, everybody starts feeling it. Dude, it's so peaceful.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, just like in Austin, bro. You've been to the house parties and you led the whole show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Austin,
Easy.
Texas?
Austin, Texas.
We
Yeah.
were up until 6 a.m. everybody's still awake, playing, having a good time.
Imagine this as a metaphor for life, right?
Mm.
So each soul is essentially that vibration combining together in that moment when you bring all of those people together and set the bass rhythm for everybody else to vibrate along with, right? And this is like metaphoric community coming together, and that vibration of souls coming together to do this unified act. It's a pretty powerful thing.
So don't miss out.
Yeah.
June 20, 21st,
Absolutely.
and 22nd.
Yep. Yep.
Oneness Fest,
Yep.
brought to you by Jay Fidencio, the whole team.
Yep.
Come and enjoy camping. And,
Yeah.
And make sure you
Melina.
stop
You said
in at
Geneva, Illinois.
House of Fades.
House of Fades.
You said
Yeah,
Geneva, right?
Geneva,
Yep,
Illinois.
yep.
Yep, at Good Templar Park.
Yeah, I definitely encourage to be part of the slosh, the slosh of people, right? The energy there. Like if you just come in, energetically speaking, you could go in there and get infected by the vibe, and then leave cool, right? Or you can also affect the vibe and be part of the
Right.
whole tribe and just feel it.
Yep.
Be the slosh back and forth,
Don't dip your toes in, like jump in.
Yeah, jump in.
Stay the
face
night.
first.
Camp out. Yeah, camp
you know,
out.
we've got an ice bath. Have you ever done an ice bath before? So the Wim Hof, the guy that could like climb Mount Everest with no shirt on. So we got one of those. We've got Mad Hatter Tea Party. Yeah, so the Wim Hof inspired ice bath. We've got a sweat lodge, Native American sweat lodge, provided by Rodrigo from Healing Arts Metaphysical Center in Batavia, and Mad Hatter Tea Party, which is quite the thing. So yeah, lots of cool, unique experiences. Mayan elder coming to do a ceremony. So yeah, that's cool stuff.
Yeah, a lot of these things to do, workshops and just like ice baths and sweat lodges. All these things are so you could go introspective, so you can actually be spiritual and grow. Analyze yourself and figure out an action step, right? To take notes about yourself, of what you're doing. You're literally going into confession with God, with yourself, and taking those action steps to become a better version of yourself. I mean, that's the whole point of life, in my opinion. You come here to experience emotions and grow as a person. So catch those patterns and change, make some changes, and that's what the whole point of these kinds of festivals are for me. Less distractions, more introspective work, and it's beautiful to be in a group or an environment of people that are on the same page, trying to grow, and when you talk in the same vocabulary, the lingo is beautiful because they're talking to the same vibration. To me, is resonating instead of just the regular what's up with them bears, or
Right.
stuff like that. It's cool and everything is good with all that stuff too, but for me personally, I have a lot more interest in energy and vibration and going deep with the truth. And
There's something uniquely powerful about sharing communion with other people who are being real. And the most powerful thing, I think, the first time I went to a sharing circle is seeing that there is this room full of people who are also having fucked up problems. Because like from my vantage point, I thought I was the only one with fucked up problems.
Right.
Because everybody else, when you meet them, or when I was meeting people on this, in my corporate life, no one shares with me that they're having problems. Everybody's like, yeah, look at this cool shit I got. Look at these great things I'm doing, right? And I sit in this room with these beautiful souls who are like, yeah, my shit's really fucked up. And I'm like, wow, my shit's really fucked up. And
the fuckery of it all.
and
It's great.
And there is something just really powerful about understanding we're all on a collective journey. We are all marching to that base vibration, and we bring our own instrument to the table to share with each other. And if we're all hiding, we're not sharing.
Right.
No connection.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Or if we're all trying to be the master, what
Yep.
I'm saying, and not
Yep.
trying to be the learner.
Yep.
Like if that's, you have to be intelligent enough to know that you're not the smartest guy in the room.
100%.
Sometimes that's like, it means everything.
Yep.
Personally, I have been doing what I've been doing for quite some time. It's been successful. It's been great. I've met a lot of people. But what I did not know how to do was how to carry conversations with like some of the groups that these guys work with, like some of larger Latino bands and things like that, where the connection is there, sharing music, but like there is a small language barrier. But that's never stopped trying to get the word out. So like how can I learn that? I have to make myself open.
Yeah.
I have to change up what I'm doing.
Yep.
I have to, learn. You
Yep.
got to sit back and learn. And when you do that, man, like, should be working out.
And
Should be
you're
working out.
challenging yourself.
Absolutely.
The fears of like, is it gonna land? Are they gonna understand
Absolutely.
me? And that's that like inner
Absolutely.
growth. That's like the fire. Like your
Yep.
soul is saying like, hey, work on this, address this.
Absolutely.
And when you do that, the whole world opens up
Yep.
to you.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I still got to read. I still got to go to Google Translate to translate the message.
Yeah.
But we get more of them now.
Yeah.
Like, hola, ¿cómo está? And I play guitar. Like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
I love that. I love
It's
that.
a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, man. Yeah.
So once again, thank you so much for tuning in.
Absolutely.
And thank you. Good morning, Aurora Curtis. Thank you, DJ Dro. Catch him tomorrow at.
House of Fades.
There
House
you
of
go.
Fades.
You have the address.
Follow me on Instagram. DJ Dro.
Smash that like button.
Right.
And also, my name is Aaron, Pro Music Waves. And of course, when is your event?
It is June 20th through the 22nd, Oneness Fest, Geneva, Illinois.
Fidencio, you got something to say real quick to your audience?
Just
Our audience.
peace and love, guys. I'll see you guys there. For sure.
Thank you
Word.
so much.